So let's get right into it. Artificial intelligence, AI, is promising to basically revolutionize how we work. But there's this massive hurdle, and it has nothing to do with the tech itself. It's all about us, people. Specifically, it's about employee trust. And without that, honestly, even the most brilliant AI is just not going to make it.
So let me ask you, does this sound familiar? Are you seeing that skepticism, maybe even some real pushback when you try to roll out new AI tools at work? If you're nodding your head right now, trust me, you are so not alone.
Get this, a recent survey found that 45%, that's almost half, of CEOs say their employees are resistant or even hostile to AI. We're not talking about a tiny vocal minority here. This is a huge barrier to progress that companies are facing everywhere. So here's how we're going to break this all down. First, we'll look at AI's big trust problem. Then we'll get into what employees are really afraid of. After that, I'll walk you through a practical, step-by-step playbook to build that trust. And we'll wrap up by talking about why leadership is the key to the whole thing. All right, first up, AI's trust problem. You know, it's so tempting to think you can just buy some cool no tool and tell everyone to use it. But ignoring the human side of things, that's just a recipe for disaster. And look, the stakes here are incredibly high. It's really two different worlds. On one side, if you ignore trust, you're looking at failed projects, money just poured down the drain, and your team creating these clunky manual workarounds that totally defeat the purpose. But on the other side, if you build that trust, you unlock successful adoption, people are more engaged, and you get a serious competitive edge. It's a no-brainer which path you want to be on. Okay, so what is actually going on here? What's driving all this resistance? It's not just people being difficult for the sake of it. There are some legitimate, totally valid fears behind all this. These are the big five. First and foremost, the big existential question, right? Is a robot going to take my job? Job security is number one. Then you've got these really deep worries about privacy. Is this thing just a new way to spy on me? People also worry a lot about fairness. You know, can we really trust an algorithm not to be biased? And then there's the really basic stuff. How does this thing even work? That lack of transparency is a killer. And finally, can I even rely on it? Is it accurate? Is it secure? And this isn't just a feeling. We have the data to back it up. A Pew Research survey found that 52% of US workers are genuinely worried about AI's impact on their jobs. And other studies show that about half of employees are also really concerned about the accuracy of these tools and potential security risks. These fears are real and they are widespread. And this really hits the nail on the head, this idea of the black box. If an employee on the front lines can't explain why an AI made a certain decision, they're just not going to rely on it. It's that simple. They need to be able to stand behind its output, and for that, they have to understand it. Okay, so we spent a lot of time on the problem. We get it. It's a big deal. Now for the good part. Let's pivot to the solution. We're going to walk through an actionable playbook for turning those skeptics into stakeholders. And here it is, your 5-step playbook. It all starts with communicating transparently. Then we upskill and educate. After that, we engage our employees, ensure we're using AI responsibly, and finally, it's all about leading by example. All right, step 1, communicate transparently. This is the absolute foundation. You have to demystify the tech. Be crystal clear about what the AI is going to do, what it's for, and maybe even more importantly, what it's not going to do. Making it clear which decisions will always stay in human hands, that right there dispels a ton of rumors and calms a lot of fears. Okay, step 2, upskill and educate. This is where you reframe the entire narrative. This is not about replacement, it's about empowerment. When you invest in training, you're sending a powerful message. We're invested in you and your future here. Once people feel competent and confident using these new tools, that fear starts to melt away and turn into curiosity. Now, a really key part of getting your team engaged is to find your AI champions. These are the people on your team, the respected ones, who just get it. They see the potential. They can become your peer mentors, your evangelists, and honestly, they can explain the benefits in a way that's way more convincing than any memo from the top.
And the impact here is just, wow. According to Deloitte, when companies do this, when they build these networks of AI champions, they see a 65% increase in tool usage. 65%. That's a huge leap, and it's all driven by that peer-to-peer influence and trust.
But step 4 is about ensuring responsibility, and this is so critical.
because you can't just ask people to trust you. You have to earn it. You have to prove it. This means creating super clear public guidelines on data privacy. It means actively testing for bias and making sure your security is rock solid. Your team has to see with their own eyes that you've put serious ethical guardrails in place. And that brings us to our final piece of the puzzle, leadership. This is all about how culture and the people at the top can really turn the tide. Now, here's a leadership rule that might sound a little backward at first, but it's so powerful. Be honest about the AI's limitations. If you try to sell the tech as some perfect, magical thing, it's just going to blow up in your face the first time it makes a mistake. And it will make a mistake. So imagine a leader saying something like this. Hey team, this AI is amazing at speeding up our data analysis, but just so you know, it can sometimes miss the kind of context a human would catch. See how powerful that is? It's honest, it sets realistic expectations, and it frames the AI for what it is, a tool to help people, not to replace them. That's how you build real credibility. And really, when you boil it all down, it comes to this. Your employees are never going to trust the AI if they don't trust their leaders first. The two things are completely connected. If you already have a culture of distrust, no fancy new tech is going to fix that. In fact, it'll probably make it worse. So if there is one single thing you walk away with today, let it be this. Building trust in AI, it's not actually about the AI. It's about building trust with people. This whole challenge isn't a technology problem, it's a human one. It's about psychology, empathy, and just strengthening the relationships you have with your team. And that leaves us with the one question you really need to be asking yourself. It's not, is our tech ready for our people? It's, is our culture ready to earn their trust? Are you prepared to do the hard work of communicating, educating, and leading in a way that makes this whole transformation a genuine success?